Hello, everybody. This is Dano from Dev Device, and today I have a very special guest here with me. His name is Vincenzo Toscano. He's the founder of Ecomcy, and he is going to share his e-commerce and his entrepreneurial journey with us today. So I would like to welcome Mr. Vincenzo here.
Hello, Dano. How you doing?
Hey, hey, hey. Yeah,
Thank you
we
very
met
much for having
somewhere
me.
in the inter. Yeah, it's a pleasure. We met somewhere on the interwebs. I'm not sure how. I think I found your YouTube channel, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And we did a
I saw
podcast
you.
together, which is coming out soon. And yeah, from there we build this relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw you were interviewing all these high rollers in the Amazon space and in the e-commerce space and entrepreneurs, and I
Yeah,
thought this is a guy I would like to talk to. And we had a session like I think 2 weeks ago together.
that's right.
And today I would just like to give the stage to you, and and I would really like for me and for the people who are watching this video to understand what Vincenzo is about and where he comes from. I mean,
Sure.
your name speaks for itself, right? So you are
Yes.
definitely from Southern Europe, let me
y-
guess.
Yes, 100%. So let me give you a little bit of my background. So I was born originally in Naples, in Italy, where pizza is
Oh,
from. So, if you
yeah,
want to
we
have a
had that
nice
conversation.
pizza,
Yeah, we had a pizza
it's
talk.
neighbors. Yeah, so definitely you must go to neighbors. I mean, don't trust
Yeah,
this like Domino's or Pizza Hut. No, you need to go to neighbors.
yeah.
I was born there, and when I was like 4 years old, my family decided to move to Venezuela, and the reason for that is because usually during that time Venezuela was meant to be like the Dubai of Latin America. It was growing very fast due to the petrol and all the gas and everything they were doing in that country. But then what happened in that country a few years later, and basically I lived there until I was, I think, 17, 18. And then from there, after the whole situation of the country became very bad, I decided, as most people in that country, to go overseas. And then I tried first the United States, where I did my English studies. And from there, I went to Canada, where I also continued my English studies. And then basically, I did all the kind of tests that you have to have on hand to basically apply for university. And from there, basically I found the major I wanted to pursue on, which I found it on a university in the United Kingdom, right, specifically in Sheffield. And I went there. Basically, I did my master's and my whole undergrad in there, which is completely different from what I do right now. My undergrad was aerospace engineering, which is what they call rocket
What?
science. Yeah.
Aerospace engineering. You didn't tell me that the last time. You're in
Yeah, yeah.
aerospace, so you can
So I
build
could,
rockets.
yeah, so I could be working for Elon Musk right now. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was what I studied and what I specialized on. And then basically after I graduated straight away, I started working for Rolls Royce, also in the United Kingdom, because they also have a very important division that they specialize on doing engines for airplanes. And I was in that
Oh, yeah,
team
yeah,
to
yeah.
basically do all the computers for these turbines for the airplanes, like the control systems, the logic behind, and all of that. So yeah, I was doing that
That's
for,
amazing.
yeah, for around 2 years plus. And the thing is, I mean, I love engineering, I love technology. I'm a technology geek. The thing is, for me, because I come from a background that it's business orientated, and it's, I have seen entrepreneurship from a very young age. For me, always the thing of having your own thing and your business was also always very important for me. Being in control of your time, being in control of what you do on a daily basis, being control how much money you can make, right? And from that thinking, basically I started doing some research in the space, seeing what can you do while you have a job that can bring you money, right? And basically I found that having an online business is the best solution, because you don't have any restrictions when it comes to time zones and location. You just need a computer, internet, and that's it. And basically from there I discovered Amazon, and from that basically I started trying selling multiple products, reselling products. I end up having my own brand as well, everything. And over time, because I was growing with that, and I started to go more in depth with the community, and basically people that started to see what I was doing with Amazon, I saw at the same time, because people start asking questions in Facebook groups, in social media, and so on, and to the events I was going to keep learning. And I discovered that there was a lot of need, especially for people that they already had a business running, but realistically didn't have the time to learn around Amazon or run an Amazon business. And because during my journey of creating this brand myself, and also at the same time, I was the typical guy that I was at work, but I had always my headphones on, and it was like 24/7 podcast, books, everything. So it's basically I was working 18 hours and at the same time learning 18 hours per day of new things strategy. So you could imagine that over
Wow,
2 years, the amount of content I
that's
gained.
a lot of hours, man. That's a
Yeah.
lot of hours.
I always had the headphones on, so it was I was basically on my own world. And this is actually an advice I take from one of my mentors, which is Gary. I'm pretty sure maybe you know Gary, which is very famous in the space entrepreneurship,
Which
which
Gary
Gary
Vaynerchuk?
V. Yeah,
Gary
yeah,
V. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Gary
Yeah,
Vaynerchuk.
that's a
Yeah.
big boy. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of his advice, and I think it's very good for you to also take that into consideration, is that if you're putting a name in your life to achieve something, and you have maybe negativity around your space, or the environment is just not what you want to have to keep stay motivated, the best solution, just put your headphones on, stay
Hmm.
isolated, and just stay keep people in your ears that will keep you motivated, like Gary Vee as one of them, and then there are so many other people you can use as some mentors. So basically, anyway, going back to what I was doing with
That's good
Amazon.
advice, man. Yeah, that's good advice. So if you are
Yeah,
in a negative environment, you just put your headphones on
yeah,
so
and put
you can
nice
put yourself
podcasts
in
or
a
people that
positive.
inspire you, like a, any type of conversation with people that have already made it, so you can hear their journey, you can hear the struggle, and you can understand that's part of the hustle, and you can start making connections here, you start connection there. Oh, I'm suffering with this because I know over time this is going to allow me this kind of a success. So hearing from other people's success, having this podcast, having these books, and especially in your ears, because something I like is like you feel over time, you convince your mind that you are around those people, and that kind of
Mm.
positivity and mindset is contagious, right? So yeah.
Are you an audio person? Do
Yeah,
you? I mean, there's visual, audio, and
yeah,
but
for me it's
I'm
audio.
also
I
music.
mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm a
for me,
music
if
guy.
I put a
I'm.
book, yeah, I can't
Do
really
you
read.
read or do you listen to books?
Yeah, for me, it's listening. I have tried
Yeah.
to read, which I know people say is better, but for me, I mean, the fact that I could be working or going to the gym or wherever, and having a book
Yeah.
running in the background, and I don't know why, but sometimes even if I'm not listening exactly word by word, somehow that stays on my subconscious, and I start,
Mhm.
getting
Yeah,
that
I
some
completely
way or
get you.
another.
Yeah,
So
I love listening to books. I hate the reading
yeah,
situation where you have
there.
to sit and look at this thing. And I mean,
Mm,
we're looking at screens the whole day, and then
yeah.
after this, we should select like reading a book to me is too much for
Yeah.
my eyes. But listening to good content, I'm completely with you
Yeah.
on
I
that
think
one.
it's the best thing you can do. And the other extra
Yeah.
thing you can do with audio, which you can do with books, is you can put it to X another time, because just you start developing that skill over time. Your ears allow you to understand things very fast when people speak very fast, and you can
Oh
actually
yeah.
gain more content faster than reading a book.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's yeah,
So
yeah. Cool.
good. So anyway, so I saw this gap in the market that basically people were struggling and so on. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to also do an agency, because I'm gonna use my skill and my knowledge to actually support these brand owners that they really don't know what they're doing in terms of advertisement, ACO, external traffic, and so on. And basically, from that, Ecomcy came to fruition. And from that, basically, we started growing and growing the team. And now, basically, we support all the marketplaces in the Amazon ecosystem. At the same time, we're also now starting going to work with Walmart. So basically, we specialize on anything that has to do with helping brands on this platform scale on advertisement, ACO, images, A to Z product launch, and that's it. So it's been quite a journey. I went basically from an engineer to now an agency owner. So it's been quite a change.
Wow. That is
Yeah.
very impressive, man. So what was the time span between leaving your engineer career and actually becoming the successful agency owner you are right now?
So I would say in 1 to 2 years. Hmm.
Oh, that is really fast.
Yeah.
1 to 2 years. Wow,
Yeah,
you're a fast
because I
mover.
also had the luck that when I was basically going out of of the job, I also had my Amazon brand, so I was using part of that income as well, combined with the time to put into the agency, and then the agency eventually skyrocketed, and that's where I'm focusing now, 100% of my time. Yeah,
Amazing. So
yeah,
now you are the founder and owner of Ecomcy, which is based in the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
that's right. We're based in the
So you
UK,
make,
but our team is all around, like e-commerce. It's all over the place, different countries, different time zones.
of course, yeah, yeah. So you have your team in the Philippines and wherever they need to be. Uh,
Yeah.
and, yeah, and I think I asked you this before, but do you also work with Amazon Japan?
So Amazon Japan, that's a good one because the trick we're having is that we started testing Japan using, people that knew Japanese, like translator and everything.
Mm,
But over time, we saw the performance we were achieving wasn't that great. So now we're in the process of finding people actually within Japan, like natives,
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
that could do the work. But it's a bit tricky because the culture of Japan is sometimes difficult to decipher. So
I
and find
can
the right
completely
people.
relate to that. Yeah,
So it's tricky, but we're working on that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We are also managing Japanese accounts, and yeah, it is
the
like
culture.
working with another planet
Yeah,
in a way because everything is so different, and Japanese has four languages within
I
itself.
know it's crazy.
So even just trying to learn Japanese is, but yeah, I mean there are so many other places you can work, and I guess the majority of your clients are selling on Amazon US. I'm guessing.
Yeah, majority
Yeah,
will be US, and then on top of that will be Europe. And now lately we've
Europe.
been growing very fast in Latin America as well. So for example, Amazon
Mm.
Mexico, and Amazon is soon gonna come also to other countries in Latin America like Colombia and Chile. They're already present in Brazil.
Oh,
So yeah, so I think in the coming years, Latin America is gonna be very interesting. In fact, next week I'm going to Mexico because we're gonna be doing a conference there to basically,
oh,
promote everything in terms of how e-commerce is growing in Latin America. We're gonna be going
oh,
around
is
to
is that the
factories.
one with
So
Amy Weiss?
yeah, that's right.
It's the
Yeah,
Mexico conference. Oh yeah, man, I would love to join that one, but yeah, for me,
yeah,
I'm in Malaysia. It's a little bit far,
I
you know, but
know
uh,
it's
but
quite a
but
journey.
yeah, but yeah, it would be really fun, and I'm sure there are a lot of great people in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're
Let's see how
joining
it
that one.
goes. I think it's gonna be a good food and weather.
Yeah, that's for sure. Is it by the beach or what?
So it's gonna be in Monterrey. So
Mm,
I don't think so, but still, I
no.
mean, it's a very nice city, and I'm pretty sure it's
Oh
gonna be a
yeah,
lot of things to do. Yeah.
that sounds really good. So just to come back to your agency for a short while. So the main service is like let's say I'm starting to sell on Amazon
Hmm.
and I'm looking for help. So what would be the journey that you would suggest to like a new Amazon seller who is just starting off?
Yeah, so basically, yes, to clarify your questions, yes, that's our specialty. We basically are focused on all those brands that already are selling and basically are on the Amazon platform, and eventually also Amazon, Walmart, sorry. And what we do for them is we have them re-optimize all the internal systems, so the advertisement, the inventory management, the SEO, everything from A to Z to make sure we clean it and make it as efficient as possible. However, when it comes down to brands that haven't started at all, we sometimes also take brands on board. And the reason for that is because at the same time, I start thinking, you know what, I don't want to be one of those agencies that, oh, if you're not making $1 million, I don't talk to you or whatever. I wanted to be
Yeah.
more open. I wanted to give more flexibility. And basically, what we have done is we have this a system that if you pass all those check marks, basically you're able to work with us. And one of the first thing that for me is super important, and I would say that's the main check for brands that haven't started selling, is to have something unique when it comes to the product. So, for example, we
Mm,
have a couple of projects in the past that what we have done is that they had no history at all, but they have something unique that was patented, protected IP, that they were coming from Kickstarter, they were coming from
mm,
things that were something they were gonna enter a space to disrupt the space with something unique that nobody was doing, then I'm all for it, because that's not basically the typical Amazon seller that you see out there, that they fail
Yeah,
because the thing that they do is they go to Alibaba, they try
mhm,
to buy an iPhone case, which millions of
yeah.
people is doing,
That
and they
worked
try to
10
sell it
years
on
ago,
Amazon.
but not any.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you come to me like, yeah, I want to sell iPhone cases, I will say unfortunately, I don't think I
Thanks,
can
but no
help you.
thanks. Mhm. Okay, but yeah,
Unless
but
you
that's
come,
that's very interesting. That
yeah.
leads to the next question for me. Like, what would you think is the recipe right now on Amazon to succeed? I mean, you just mentioned to have a unique product is
Hmm.
probably a major thing to get any kind of success and not just do the Me Too thing. Like,
Yeah.
100 people are selling this thing, and I'm also selling it now. So, uh, what else do you think is really important right now to succeed on
Hmm.
Amazon in 2023?
So yeah, I would say, just to make emphasis for sure, the product needs to be unique, and very easy ways to do this is, I mean, right now, like, AI is all over the place, and you're
Oh
seeing
yeah.
like a lot of people using it. And one way we have started using it is that you could use AI to basically analyze all the reviews of a specific category and tell you, this is what people is telling about this product, these are the things that people are complaining, and these are the things that people would wish to have on these products. And then you, for
Hmm.
example, just a quick tip there, you could use AI, and then there are a lot of tools now that do that, and you could get some ideas about what is lacking in the market and what you can bring to a market. So that would be one. The second thing is have strong IP protection. For example, something that we've seen that is being providing a lot of success, which again it requires a little bit more connections and homework, but it's super powerful, is try to get some kind of a trademark agreement with a big brand in the space. So, for example, we have one client that he had basically trademark agreements with Disney, right? And basically
Oh.
that allowed him to have, Mickey, uh, all the different characters from Disney on cups, bags, you name
Mm.
it. And I mean, selling a cup in Amazon without Disney is they're gonna kill you. I mean, you're not gonna be able to
Hmm.
succeed. But selling a cup with Mickey, and you're gonna be the only one with Mickey in the cup, you see the huge
That is
difference.
amazing.
So,
Oh yeah.
that's another strategy that you could use to enter very saturated niches, because again, the iPhone case is super saturated. But let's say, as an example, you get in agreement with, I don't know, I'm gonna make it extreme here, but let's say you get an agreement with Louis Vuitton, right? That you can make phone cases using Louis Vuitton logo, right? I mean, you're gonna enter in a space that's super saturated, but you have that unique IP and trademark, and nobody can take it from you. So that would be another strategy. And the third thing would be branding. So branding, we see Amazon being very aggressive with this and pushing more and more with branding. We see how they keep providing features to Amazon brands to basically, keep enhancing the experience they provide as a brand. So, for example, you see how they're being very pushy in terms of the data they give you now with brand analytics. Now they even allow you to, for example, have more placements within advertisement if you have do sponsor brands. For example, with the A plus content, it's been evolving and evolving to have an even more involving experience with the clients. Is just to name a few, and basically this is a proof that Amazon understands that they wanna separate themselves from the old stigma that Amazon is just products that come from AliExpress with a higher pricing, right? They want to actually start becoming more of a platform that is all around premium branding and premium feeling, and you see it with these extra benefits they give you. So I would say, once you have the product figured out, which is number one priority for sure, try to focus on branding. So how you present the product to your clients, how you create a community, how you make it very engaging with what the client is looking for. And I would say, if you combine those two things, which is the product and the branding side of things, the rest, which is all the things you hear out there, oh, like top tricks for PPC, top tricks for AC, and all that, that's gonna be 10,000 times more easier, because if you have the foundation uh, done properly, the rest it works by itself, right?
That is amazing advice, man. That is really good. So, number one, to have a unique product. Number two, focus on branding. Now, branding on Amazon is not that easy because Amazon doesn't give you any customer data. You
Yeah,
never get to
that's
collect a single email of one of your buyers. So, how do you go about that? How do you deal with this thing how do you help brands to grow outside of Amazon?
yeah. So I mean, That's true. I mean, Amazon unfortunately hasn't gave us the access to, have their content information. However, we see Amazon start to add extra features to give us access to that somehow, like in a hybrid approach. And one way they are starting to do is that now, as a brand, you start having like what we call a storefront for your brand, and now
All right.
people can start following your brand, right? And
Yeah.
now the followers that basically decide to follow your brand, Amazon started to give the access to some brands to actually send custom messages to your followers, notifications, and
What?
so on. So
I didn't know
basically,
that.
yeah.
That's amazing.
So basically, just the people that follow you on your storefront, now you can send like a specific template to blast a promotion to them, like announce a new product, and basically, Amazon is gonna give you this option, and I see this evolving more and more. The Amazon is gonna basically create kind of like their own social media platform with the Amazon itself, that your followers get notified for new product launches, promotions, and so on.
Mm,
And even with new tools, they're already out there, like Amazon Live and Amazon Post, that is to keep creating
mm,
that enclosement for branding. So I would say that's the first thing you should take advantage of. Now, outside of Amazon, which you also ask, for that, of course, it's gonna be a little bit more tricky because growing outside of Amazon usually is gonna take you a little bit more time, especially for the simple fact that outside of Amazon, when you're doing social media advertisement, Google Ads, and all that, most of the time the purchase intent on those platforms is much lower compared to Amazon, because Amazon is being defined as a platform where you go
of course.
when you actually want to make a purchase already, right? But if you're
Mm,
scrolling on Instagram and you see the advertisement of a phone case popping in front of you, you might not even be in the mood to purchase the. It's just showing to you because based on your history on the platform and so on.
yeah.
So for sure, conversions are much lower, and it's gonna take a little bit more time to build that website and that presence outside of Amazon. However, one good strategy you could do over time is like with everything that you do with the Amazon. If you do a very good branding, like we have done with some of the brands, like you do an amazing what we call experience from the moment they open the product, like, oh, register on a website to get access to these specific exclusive
Inlays.
deals.
You mean
Yeah,
inserts? Inserts.
yeah, inserts, and things like
Yeah.
that. That's usually the softer way to start creating
Mm,
some kind of a excess of that traffic to your external resources, and you're not
mm,
breaking anything because you're just giving extra value, and it's part of the journey of the customer. And as people start
mm,
discovering more and more and more your brand, you could end up in the future doing special promotions, special things in your website that you don't have on
mm.
Amazon. And as the community start talking between themselves, that's going to allow you to build your brand outside of Amazon. So
Cool. That is really good, man. So you gave the whole big picture. You start on Amazon, you use inserts, you use the storefront, subscription followers to build your community, and then eventually you can actually shift slowly outside of Amazon and build your own audience and build your own community, right?
yeah, yeah, I would say for sure Amazon is always gonna be there. I mean, don't think like
Yeah,
Amazon is gonna eventually disappear as one of the channels. It's always gonna be one of your main ones. But for sure, over time you will want to diversify to have other channels, because the bad thing of Amazon is that you don't actually own that business that you think that you own, because one day
exactly.
they could shut down the account and that's it. You're the gone.
Oh yeah, I could tell a story about that one, but that's not for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that is the. I mean, yeah, I mean, Amazon has a lot of great aspects to it and potential, but yes, there is the ugly side of it where they
One day you
can
wake
just
up.
shut you
Yeah.
down. Yeah, and they don't even have to give you a proper reason. They can just do it, and then you are in a ditch, and like years of building a business can just
It's
be
gone.
like going to
Hmm.
nowhere. Yeah, so that's the downside of it. But yeah, I think people just need to be aware of this
Hmm.
fact, and just and I always advise people to to put an effort to grow their brand outside of
Hmm.
Amazon as well, because that's the only part that you actually own.
On,
Nobody
yeah,
can
and you
take
can do
away
whatever
from
you
you.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody can sell, hey, you have violated our terms,
Yeah,
our
it's your own
policies,
terms.
whatever. Yeah, yeah, and now go fly kite. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think that was really great advice, and I'm really impressed with your journey from being an engineer to becoming like an advisor and an expert on Amazon and serving so many clients. I would like to ask us a few like personal questions, if you don't mind. So, If today somebody would come out of school and
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't, or they lost their job and they just want to enter the world of entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
like do their own thing, what would be the advice that you would give them?
Yeah, so the first thing is, and I mentioned in the very beginning, is the type of content you put to your ears. Because at the very beginning, I remember when I wanted to pursue, even from a young age, friends, people around me, I always say, one day I'm gonna have my business and all that. And the first thing you hear, oh, come on, man, it's just, yeah, that's things you see in the movie. That's not really realistic. Like, yeah, and you're already very good at math and everything. Just pursue the corporate ladder and just go 9 to 5 and get your engineering job and so on. And then you get discouraged, and you think is not possible. And what I didn't say is, you know what, I actually want to first I use that as fire to actually prove them wrong. I usually the type of person that like to prove things that opposite of what they tell me. And the second thing is I started first consume a lot of content, as I already said, especially in audio format, of people that I knew they were entrepreneurs. And when you start hearing how they talk, the habits that they do, the morning routine, how they spend their time, what things they remove from their life, how to remove negative people, all of that, that's huge. And I think
Oh
I
yeah,
started
oh yeah.
following all those steps, and that helped me a lot. And the third thing I did a lot as well, when I wanted to become basic entrepreneur and actually fuel this thing inside me, I started to go to a lot of, especially here in the UK. Of course, this is gonna be limiting to the location you are, but here in the UK, every single day there's like a single event for networking, entrepreneurship, and free events, like
Mm,
workshops, things like that, like people where brands put stands, and then they do networking after us, all these kind of things. And I started to go to a lot of them. And from there, what I did is always try to get in contact and talk with some business owners, try to be friends with them. And that actually is helping me a lot right now with connections, things that I did 4 or 5 years ago. And going to these events helps a lot, because first of all, it also it basically replaces the environment that you've been living on, which maybe is negative or it doesn't support you. You go to a place that sometimes you go to these events, and this happens to me a lot. That when I was getting started, you see these people talking about millions of dollars. Oh, I did a deal here, I did there, I have 5 businesses, and you don't even know how to open a corporation. And
mm,
and when you
yeah,
hear all these people talking about like that, it opens your mind, like, oh, I've been thinking so small, and it's all
mm,
being because of my self belief. So I think try to surround yourself with people that it's always better than you. That's when I think people is better than you. That automatically somehow, I don't know why, but it pushes your brain to say, you know what, I need to be like them or be better than them, and things start like solutions start appearing in front of your eyes, and it's automatic. Yeah.
that's fantastic advice, man. So I hear a lot of things that resonate with me here. I hear
Mhm.
habits, I hear morning routine, I
Yeah.
hear environment, the people you surround yourself with, and I hear mindset. So
Mm.
these are, I think, all essentials to become an entrepreneur and to like take your life into your own hands and not to
Yeah.
be in this like I do what my boss said. I mean, I
Yeah.
developed a authority allergy very early in my life. So as soon as I was dismissed from my school duties, to me it was very clear that I'm never again going to
I don't want
sit in a
authority.
classroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna listen unless it makes sense to me, and I want to be in control of my life. And I think that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur like yourself. And there's of course also the challenge because freedom comes with insecurity
Yeah.
and with responsibility. So you cannot easily blame your boss or
Yeah.
your
It's on you.
colleague for yeah. So it's just you. So yeah, it's a whole different level of taking control of your life, but also being responsible for your life, right?
Yeah, I would say the insecurities of things. I think a lot of people, the reason why they struggle when doing the shift from 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship after talking with multiple people is because you get into, and it's actually part of what the system wants you to get used to. You get into that kind of mentality that the only way to make a living is to get a paycheck month by month, right? Is the only way.
Yeah.
And then what happens when you become entrepreneur? And that happened to me. It may happen that for 4 or 5 months you get no paycheck, but on month 6 you get a paycheck that is worth more than the whole year, right? And
Yeah.
the what I'm trying to explain here is that sometimes just that little kind of shift in your mindset, like I don't need to get paid every single month. I just need to make sure that every all the work I'm putting on is gonna pay off. I don't care if it's in 2 months, 3 months. Of course, you need to have some money to live. That's totally understandable. But what I'm trying to say is try to shift the mentality that you're only successful if you get paid monthly, because that's just a mindset companies put in your mind that that's the salary mindset, and
Mhm.
then you struggle when you wanna have a business venture because realistically,
Oh
business
yeah.
take time to pay you back. So.
Oh yeah. Words of wisdom, man. I mean, you look so young, but then still you have so much wisdom already. What's going on? You have been
Yeah, I mean,
listening.
it's a podcast, man.
You're on a fast
Podcast
track,
like
man.
this. Podcast like
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, to summarize what you just said to me, also, we have to make a decision in our lives. Do we want to go the safety route, or we want to go
Hmm.
the freedom route? So, I mean, obviously, the safety route comes with employment,
Yeah,
paychecks, insurance, retirement plan, pension plan, all that safety is there. But it most of the time it does not involve freedom so much. So if you go the freedom route, there's no insurance, there's no paycheck, there's no security, but there is freedom. And
yeah,
sometimes it does pay off. So
yeah,
ideally, both things like freedom and
yeah.
paychecks. Yeah.
And I will
Cool.
say it's also just to close this point, it's also for sure more fun. I mean, 9 to 5, realistically, we know if it gets repetitive, you end up doing the same thing over and over again. But for us,
Yeah.
then I mean, one day we can wake up, you have an issue, next day you have another issue, then you have this call, you have done. It's like every single day is a roller coaster, and you never bored.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's a process. It never ends, and yeah. There's nothing to just sit on and dwell upon. We have to adapt to constant change. Yeah, like like AI, what you mentioned just now is going to be a big one to look at and to
Hmm.
see what to do with it. One thing that I would like to know: what is your morning routine?
So my morning routine, so for me, one of the first thing that I will do when I wake up is first it's like the first 30 minutes to 1 hour I wouldn't really touch my phone. I will just go take a shower, go to the toilet, then I will have my cup of coffee. Then what I would usually do is go over kind of what I did the day before, like see if some things are pending, see what things I could potentially do some journaling in terms of what things I'm gonna do during the day, check my calendar, check if I have uh, gaps in my calendar. Maybe I can fill with some productive time, because sometimes there are gaps that I feel, okay, what I'm gonna do from 3 to 5, I have nothing to do. I might go to a gym, or I might have these calls, I might just do this project. So I try to fill as many gaps as possible. And then the final three, which I'm trying to do more often, which I'm been struggling to be honest, but I'm trying to work on that, is do more meditation. So usually what happens for me for meditation is that I'm a very um it's difficult for me to stay like steady on a place for 10 minutes and do nothing. I'm very
Yeah.
interactive. So for me, I'm struggling to do that, to do 10 minutes without moving and closing my eyes. But over time, I've seen the benefit, because I think I'm the type of person that my brain is always running at 1,000 miles per hour. And I never have those 10 minutes of silence, which when I have them is where I see the struggle of having to learn
Mm.
how to be without doing anything, just by yourself, and relax. So I'm working on that, but that's also part of my routine right now. Yeah.
Oh wow! So you're also meditation, Sifu. Amazing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
you keep on amazing me, man. That's really inspiring. So you do this
Thank you.
meditation morning routine. You make a plan in the morning. So you spend your morning basically to plan your day
Hmm.
and to look at your calendar, fill the gaps, and to make the best out of your day coming ahead. Right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have read a lot of books. What is your favorite book?
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to books, a few that I can think on top of my head. I mean, one that I love is the one Crush It from Gary.
Crush it,
Yeah, Crush It from
Gary
Gary
Vee.
V. It's very good because it opens your mind around how you can start actually making a business, and how you can actually promote it and get it out there. So it's very useful for people getting started. Other books that I recommend a lot is one that is called the $100 Startup.
Mm.
It's basically give you a lot of ideas to start with $100, like very basic things that you wouldn't think otherwise. And the other thing, the other book I like and I think is super useful. This one I think is the one that you're gonna apply the most. Is Profit First. And the reason why I think this book is very
Yeah.
good is because I feel a lot of business owners focus on making revenue, but they never really design within their business a system that provides profit. Because from day one, you design your margins all around growth and growth, and basically hiring and all that. But then over time, you realize that you left that margin for profitability out, and when you try to incorporate it later on, it's going to be more difficult. So I would say
Mm.
try always from day one, design how you're going to make your business profitable and design around that. So over time, it's going to make it easier for you to keep scaling it and not then find out after 5 years, oh, you know what? If I take profit, my business goes under. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have read that book, Profit First, and I think I am guilty of not really applying the principles in that book. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So the first thing, you should take out a certain amount of
Yeah.
your income into a separate
Regardless.
account, which
Yeah.
you cannot touch. You know,
Yeah.
so it's untouchable account of yeah. Yeah, there's yeah. I should. Thanks for the reminder. I should read it
Yeah.
again. Listen to
Revise it.
it again. Actually, listen
Yeah.
to it again. I have it somewhere in my books list here on my phone. Well, that was great, man. It was amazing to learn all these things from you. You have done so many things in your life,
Thank you.
and it's been very inspiring to talk to you. I hope we can do this again and continue this conversation. And I'm for now. I just want to wish you all the best
Thank
over
you,
in the
Dano.
UK, and talk soon again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dano. I appreciate the invite. Yeah, for everybody that you want maybe somebody to talk to, some advice, always happy to help. You can find me in social media, Vincenzo Toscano, very easy to find. And also, if you're struggling with Amazon and you already have something going on and you want some free advice, we actually give free consultation, the first one for free. You reach out to our website, ecomcy.com. I'm more than happy to put you in reach word team so we can help you. Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. We will include all this in the description so people can find you easily, man.
Yeah. Thank you,
All
man.
right. Thank you, Vincenzo. All the
Thank you,
best.
Dana. See ya.
Bye bye.